How is our outdoors footy vlogs? Keith isn't here, so I'm joined by Philip today. We're just going to go through the preview. How are you, bud?
Oh, good, Keane, yourself.
Oh, good. We miss our fearless leader today, what?
100%, yeah, geez, we don't know what we're doing, but sure, we'll try our best.
Yeah, so look, we're just going to go on to another big week again of football in the Premier Division. And what do you think? Finn Harps and Dundalk, the first game up. What's your thoughts on that first off?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's a big game for both teams, Obviously, Harps just didn't turn up the other night against Bows and got steamrolled. But, and again, Dundalk, they go and get beat there last week as well by Sligo. And then all of a sudden, there's murder in the paper with the team, half the squad being up in Belfast. So, I suppose it's a result that both teams need to kind of get past those kind of hurdles that they've came across in the past week or so. Look, Finn Harps are kind of a team that, if they turn up, they're really, really tough to beat. But again, as we've seen against Bows, if they don't turn up, it's a handy 3 points, Look, Ballybuffet, I just think that it'll be a tight game, Dundalk, obviously, we know they're kind of a bit in turmoil at the moment. So, personally, I think it'll be a tight game. I'd say probably Dundalk might nick it 1-0. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if there was points there for Finn Harps to be taken either the way Dundalk have been.
Yeah, I'm slowly edging towards the Finn Harps win. Just with everything that's going on, Dundalk could be wanting to get the win now and get the 3 points because, it shuts a lot of people up. Like myself and yourself, giving out about them and stuff. But I couldn't get over it. I was shocked to see the players and stuff like that where they are and what they're doing. And look, it doesn't make for good reading, but they'll want to put that right this week. I think it's important that they go out with 3 points after the week they've had with not training and stuff like that. So it's a massive game for both sides. I think this is probably going to be one of the better games, more competitive games of the weekend. I think this, along with Pats, are probably the two games that people will be looking at this week. I think the other games are probably a little bit straightforward, I think. But on now, we go to Drogheda and St. Pat's, which is in Headingham Park at 8:15 on Friday. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, look, it's going to be a great game, in my opinion. I thought that Pats were unlucky the other night against Rovers, with the way they went about the game. I thought they could have at least had a point. Rovers were quite sloppy throughout the game, but played well in spells as well. So I thought Pats were very unlucky. Drogheda, look, the last couple of games, I think they've kind of just not been at where they have been since the start of the season, I think Tim Clancy's came out and said it as well, that the performances the last couple of games haven't been anywhere near what he's expected of them. So, but again, they've had injuries since the start of the season, and I just think that it's starting to show now in the squad in the past couple of weeks that they just don't have the numbers. If they have a full fit squad, they can compete. But when numbers get bare and thin, I just don't think they're able to be as competitive. Look, I personally think Pats will win this game 1 or 2-0. I just don't think Drogheda will score just the way. I know the keeper against Rovers didn't have the best of games. He made a couple of okay saves, but he just didn't look completely competent to me. So saying that, I just don't know. I don't see Drogheda threatening, to be honest. Just I think Pats have done well. So I'm going to go 2-0 win here for Pats.
I hope you're right. No, I think it's a massive game for Pats. In terms of, we had a first loss last week. Look, a draw was probably a fair result. But then again, you're saying we got a 95th minute winner, so swings and roundabouts, really. So, look, I think it's going to be probably like Finn Harps and Dundalk. I think it's going to be the most competitive games, I think, this weekend. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. Look, they're coming into the game, they're high in confidence. And, we've seen what they can do. They're not a team... They're not the whipping boys like they were a couple of years ago in the league. There's something about them, and you always feared going to United Park. No matter how good of a side Rovers had for yourself or any team had, you always fear going there because they always give you a tough game. So that's the other side of it. But I just think Pats now just need to bounce back with a reaction here after Rovers the other day, because I think that's where we really see what Pats is like this year. is now in the next 2 weeks or whatever, after seeking me bounce back and get the results. But look, I think I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to say a Pats win. I really don't say it with a lot of confidence, though. I have to be honest. I think what Drogheda are doing and how hard they are to beat is something that kind of goes unnoticed, I think, in the league, and like they've some really good away performances, like up in Derry and stuff like that. They were excellent, and I think they're not far off pushing for a top 6 spot and even a European spot. I don't think they're going to be there now. I don't think any of us think that, but they're a couple of players away from it, and potentially on that day they could beat anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to agree with you there. I think, especially at home, they are a tough side to beat. Obviously the Waterford game we can kind of scratch, but if you look back on their previous performances at home, especially against Rovers and the other top sides like Dundalk, they've been very, very competitive. Could be a potential banana skin for Pats here, but I just think the quality there, like the way Forrester's playing, I think O'Donnell just has using the right spec at the moment and how he's going forward. So.
Yeah, you feel like it's building, don't you? You really feel like it's building there at the Pats, and it's like Rovers 3 or 4 years ago, and you can kind of feel that, they're slowly putting a marker down, and I think it's a work in progress, but if he holds on to the side, there's no doubt Pats are going to be more consistent in seasons to come.
100%, yeah. It's all, I think this year now, to be honest with you, Keno, it's all about getting Europe for Pats, and if they can do that, then I'd say they'll get a bit of pull towards players signing and being fiercely competitive.
I'd be happy with that going away next year. So we'll move on then. We go on to your lads, Shamrock Rovers in Derry Saturday. This is, I think it's nearly a lose-lose in terms for Shamrock Rovers. I think people are expecting them to win it easy. And if they don't win it easy, it's going to be classed as a so-called not convincing performance. I don't agree with that now myself. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat as you, Keno. Sorry. I think that Rovers are kind of with a banana skin here, just down to the fact that like Derry have a lot of were beat as well in the past couple of times. They've picked up points, and it's when a team is getting points on the table, you can only turn around and say, well, they're doing something right. Do you know what I mean? And if you go back 4 or 5 weeks ago, it was turmoil for Derry. They were doom and gloom, and all of a sudden their season is starting to slowly turn around and they're picking up points where they probably shouldn't. I know they got beat against Finn Harps, but again, that's a derby and derbies can go anyway on the given day. So, I suppose my opinion is I think we'll just get over the line, but I do think it'll be a difficult game because Derry are starting to look more of a squad as the weeks go on.
Yeah, you can see that, and you can see what Rory has done. The points return 7 out of 12. If someone had said that 5 weeks ago, I would have thought you were mad. Yeah. So what they're doing is excellent, and I think Shamrock Rovers now have a real chance to put a marker down. What a win last week, and it's not the first time. I think it's the 5th time they scored now in late goals, and it's something that it's not a fluke. It's proper, and they fight right to the very end. I honestly thought that game was petering out a draw last week, and Pats were the only team that was going to win it. I think anyone watching that, probably even Rovers fans, could have said that. It looked like Pats were the only team attacking, and Pats didn't let Rovers get going. But that's the sign of a good team. And I remember last year up at the Brandywell, Derry battered Rovers for 75 minutes of the game, and Rovers ended up winning it too. And this is what we say from this team, and it's not a fluke, It happens so often that it can't be called a fluke. We seen years ago, Alex Ferguson and the United and stuff like that. But it brings back all them memories, I think. And you never think you're beaten, late goals. And I think it's Rovers are just at the pinnacle now. They are the team to beat. The problem is though they should have always been the team to beat. It's shocking to think that they're only the team to beat now, especially with everything they have. But look what they built, and it's excellent, isn't it? It's exciting as a Rovers fan for yourself,
Big time, yeah. And the scary thing is that Bradley still thinks that this squad hasn't got going yet, which is scary itself to even think, And as you said, there's no fluke to scoring 7 or 8 goals. I think it's 6, probably around the 6 mark in the 90+ minute. Like, you know, there's no fluke about it, and it's just credit. It just goes to show where he's brought the club from. You know, as I said in a comment on the League of Ireland group chat there a few weeks back, when he went into the club, players didn't give a damn. Like, do you know what I mean? No one cared about the club, the players and the staff that were there. And he had to change all of that, and you know, and that obviously took time, and we're now starting to see the benefits of it. So you can only give credit to him and what he's doing, and the players as well. The players deserve the credit as well. Like, you know, they're going in there week in, week out, and putting in a performance. 32 games, I think it is now, we're unbeaten, or 31. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. So like, it's just going to show that like they're going out there, they're putting in performances week in, week out, and we're seeing the rewards. A bit of a gap already now, and I think that emphasises the pressure on Pats this weekend to go and keep that gap where it is and not let it get any bigger, you know, because you've got people saying Rovers are going to run away with the league now at this stage. It's still very early days, but if Pats are going to drop points, I don't know if Sligo are going to be able to maintain their run that they've been on. It's kind of hard to look around and see who's going to challenge us.
Yeah, look, I see that as well. But look, Rovers need to get the points on the board early. They're in Europe, the Champions League football coming. You're liking to think you'll get 4 games at least, even if you get knocked out of the Champions League. You know, you'll get into the Europa League and stuff like that. So you like to think they'll be playing 4 to 6 games with a bit of luck. But then all of a sudden, then the games are being crammed in towards the end of the season, which isn't good. So Rovers will be delighted. Look, they probably haven't even started yet. They're 5 points clear. They'll need to up that and keep it going, because Pats have no Europe. Sligo have Europe, but you think then Pats might have a little bit of an edge then come towards the summer months when games start becoming thick and fast. But look, we've seen the strength and depth of Rovers, so I wouldn't be too worried coming up to Europe.
100%.
And now a big game again for Longford in the City College Stadium. They're playing Bows at 6 o'clock. What do you make of that?
I think it's going to be a good game, actually. Although we were saying there's the kind of 2 bigger games this week, I think this one will be a bit of a cracker, because Longford, really good style of football, really expansive type of team when they can. And I think, especially in the City College, they've done that well this year, you know, the way they've tried to attack games. And we've seen it. They've gone and they've put in good performances. So I think there'll be another one of them along the way. Bows, obviously, look, I think this is the kickstart to their season with the 4-0 win against Finn Harps, you know. Look pretty well. I don't think it's the Bows. I don't think it was as strong a Bows performance that we probably could have seen, but I think they probably will start getting points on the board from here now. Look, I suppose it can go either way, you know. Like, as I said, if Longford turn up, it can be a tough game for Bows, but I just think the individual quality that Bows have may get them across the line, you know. Defensively, I would be a bit concerned, you know. They haven't been great at the back, and same with the goalkeeping situation. I just don't think they're anywhere near good enough at the minute. But again, good result against Finn Harps, probably kickstart their season, and maybe, just maybe, a 1-0 win here.
Yeah, and now I was just thinking there when you were talking, I'm saying Bows, 3 weeks ago, they beat Waterford away and Dundalk back to back, and we were saying, right, that's grand, Bows are back, they're going to pick up results. Then they got beaten by Sligo, and then they got beaten, who beat them? They got beaten by Sligo, and there was another team that someone in the comments, and anyway.
But Derry, was it? No, it wasn't Derry, was it?
I think it was Derry too.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, we thought you were getting back to it now, so there's so much pressure on Bows now at the minute. Considering, I firmly believe, and I say this with the nicest heart out, that they've been overachieving for about 3 years now, 4 years, you know. They've been playing out of their skin. Like, it was always bound to, I don't want to say bound to happen, but it was always bound to have a little bit of a blip. And if this is the blip, if this is what Bows call a blip, this is the best blip what you could ask for. Let's be honest, like, the way they're playing. They're playing some really good stuff. And, you know, they're just not finishing. The quality in both boxes is a bit of a letdown. And I think, on the other hand, you're looking at Longford, and look, they're getting goals, they're getting results, you know. They'd be disappointed they didn't hold on against Derry. I think like going 1-0 up in a game that was nothing between two sides now. But once you go 1-0 up, you know, you're starting to think, right, Graham will hold on. There he score in the last minute. And it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. So I think Longford are like the same with Drogheda. These are two teams that came up, and you know they're not like your easy wins. And I think it just shows you the quality of the first division, which we'll go on to speak about later. But you know, these two teams are coming out and they have some really, really good squads. Like I'd fancy probably playing a team from the Premier Division over these lads at the minute, because the way they're playing, and look, they have to be on it every game, every minute of every game, and you know that the pressures that comes itself. But you know, we've seen Longford coming up with the goal at who like Manly. You know, he can pop up with a action. I think it's like you said, it's really tight games and they're very hard to call.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the worrying thing though for Longford is, as well as Drogheda have started, and as well as we think Longford have, they're actually in the playoff place for relegation, which is probably something they need to kind of work on grinding out results, as well as playing that expansive style of football. But saying that this team is not a team that you would go and change your squad for, and not in a million years, in my opinion. I think if Bowes were to take any sort of changes into consideration, it could come back to bite them, you know, because as we said, the quality that they have is there to see, you know. It's just about getting points on the board for Longford, I suppose, now.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, they're down there with Waterford, so you know they'd be looking to get a few more points on the board. You know, they want to get ahead of Waterford as soon as they can as well. So I think that's important. And now we're going to go on to we're not going to really analyse the game as such, because it's not going to happen, in my opinion. I can't see it happening. But now in the showground, Sligo are due to play Waterford, but we're expecting an announcement any minute now to just the game be forfeit and Sligo win it 3-0. But you know, just going out. What's your thoughts on Waterford?
Well, you know something? Brian Burke, another admin on the League of Ireland group chat, he actually put a really good comment in there the other day, saying that I think this has gone past for Waterford. I think it's gone past just a couple of positive COVID cases now with Waterford. You know, they look like they're in big trouble. Like it was the same. It's been coming over the past couple of years, and I think people said, "Geez, they're lucky to get out of what they've had." Like, you know. We know they had a great start when they came up and finished in Europe. Didn't get to play. Your beloved Pats got in there, which was very, I'd say, we're delighted with. But since then, it just hasn't gone right. You know, the management, how it's run, it just doesn't look like a proper football club. Now, saying that, they're still in the Premier Division and they can go and get a result on any given day, but it just doesn't look great. Again, we don't think that I can't see the game going ahead with the protocols that are in place. The 3-0 thing with the forfeit, I just think that's something that needs to be changed. I think it takes the fairness out of the game. Waterford, at the end of the day, are trying to look after the general health and the public. You know, I know it's behind closed doors, but everyone that goes to these games, they're if they're coming into contact with these Waterford players, it is a danger. So I think they're making the right call, but I think the FAI need to look at it and say, well, maybe we can get these games played towards the back end of next season, at the end of the season.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, but look, health is the first and foremost for everything. And I personally think it was 7-0 last week, and now they have to travel to Sligo on buses, and probably go and eat in a hotel and stuff like that. So the cost of that, I think the club probably says, look, let's forfeit, take the 3-0. That's the way it looks to me now. I just think it's more that, because the 19s were going to play in anyway. So, you know, that they have no positive cases at all. So, you know, I just think it's a little bit of like, let's get out of here with a 3-0 loss type thing. But look, first and foremost, the players, like, we heard rumours and stuff like that with players, and look, Dundalk were in the headlines for the same thing. Like, I don't actually think. I think now maybe, but players don't realise how much people actually pay attention to the League of Ireland. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like a couple of years ago, maybe you'd get away with, if you were playing for Dundalk or something, you'd get away with going out on the slide up the north for a drink and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think now these players have become athletes, and I think that's a credit to the players. But
Yeah.
like, you know, people do actually see them and notice them and know who they are, and I think that's, well, obviously they're at being caught by that, so they're probably not too happy about that. But you know, I just think it's a little bit of professionalism is needed here. Look, they're playing, they have their lives, they're playing football every day, they're getting paid. Some people are getting paid a decent wage as well for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think people are lucky because you look, the amount of people that are still have no jobs and stuff like that at the minute.
That's it, yeah.
So, you know, I think the league it's not the headlines we want. We don't want to say, look, I don't know how much we all hate Dundalk and people hate teams and all. We don't want to see them in the headlines for the wrong reasons, you know. You want to be seeing Dundalk in the headlines for winning the league title or really pushing in the game. We don't want to see the players out in the piss, you know. So I think it's a bit of a letdown for them. But like I said, they'll want to put that right now on Friday and make up for it. So I think they were lucky. But Waterford it looks a mess for us at the minute. Every week it's like Coronation Street, isn't it? It's like every week. Every week.
Yeah. I seen an EastEnders meme there on Facebook this morning. Yeah. So, look, it's a shame. It is a shame, but at the same time, the management have brought it on themselves. Not the management team, the direct management team, but whoever's running the club has brought it onto themselves. So, like, I think now they might get found out this year. They probably could go down, in my opinion, if this is to keep up. And I think another team, like we're talking about the Fourth Division, the quality of the Fourth Division, I think another team will come up and will be just as competitive, if not more, because, as we said, the quality from the Fourth Division this year, particularly, it is there to be seen. So, look, again, whether the game goes ahead or not is there to be seen, but we don't think so. So, 3-0 to Sligo.
Okay, now I'm going to do Keith's bit here to everyone. So, we'll leave it there. Please like, share, comment, and
subscribe
with the what's the thing? The bell notification button.
There you go. Thanks very much, lads.
Bye.